If you're looking to upload a custom font to your Kajabi website, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you how to upload either a free or a paid font file that you have available on your computer. Hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Chelsey, and I'm from Audit Virtual Services, your Kajabi tech and design specialists. If you ever need any help within your Kajabi site, feel free to reach out to us. You can check us out on our website at auditvirtualservices.com, where we can help you get unstuck. If you're tired of trying to figure out how to follow the Kajabi support document, then don't worry. I'm going to show you a way simpler way. You do not need to follow their document. Just follow me here in this video along with the landing page here that I'm going to show you that has all the step-by-step instructions. The link, of course, is in the description, so grab that and follow along with me. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is open up this landing page here. The link is in the description. You're going to want to follow along with me here. And the other thing you're going to want to make sure you have is that your font file is available for you on your computer. So you have to already have it downloaded, whether it's free or paid, that's up to you. Have your file available on your page. I have mine right here on the desktop, and it's ready for us to upload when we get to that point. So have that ready to go. If you do download it off of a website and it comes zipped up, you're going to want to make sure you unzip it. And we're going to work with a TTF file, so a true type font file. So if you don't have a font file that is TTF, you're probably going to want to do a quick conversion, which you can just type up, TTF converter or whatever, and you'll find a bunch of websites that you can convert your font file to a TTF file. So make sure you have that all ready to go. All right, so our first steps here is to upload the font file to Kajabi. And so in order for us to actually upload this file to Kajabi, we need to create what's called an assets page. So really, you can call it page whatever you want. We call it assets page because it lets us know, or anyone on our team who's in our account know, that that's a page that we're using to just upload stuff. So you don't want to ever publish it. You don't want to delete it. You just are using it kind of in the back end. So that's what we're going to do so that we can get this file into Kajabi, because ideally what we need is a link to be able to tell Kajabi where to access the file from. So what we're going to do is hop into our Kajabi site here, and we're just going to create a new landing page, and it's just going to be a blank landing page, so we can click start from scratch. Oops, I'll keep browsing. Get started. And you're going to call it a assets page. And we always like to just add in here, do not delete, if you have other people working in your site. It's also a good reminder for yourself, because, come down a year from now, you might be like, what is this page? I don't even know what this is. And then you end up deleting it. So let's put do not delete on it just to save you in the future. And then we're going to load in that page and just kind of clear it out a little bit so we don't have all the extra blocks in it that we don't really need. Because all what we're really looking to do is to add a CTA button so that we can have that font file accessible for us to be able to grab the link. So what we're going to do is just delete that extra block that we don't need. Okay, and what we're going to do next is in this text file, what you're going to do is write the name of the font. So what I usually like to do is grab the name straight up here. I'll even include the extension on the end, and I'm going to actually put that right in here. Okay, and then I'm going to change this to be an H1. Since this video is specifically going to show you how to change just the headers or the heading fonts, that's what I'm going to show you here. So in order for us to see that this is working, we want to have the font here changed to show that it's a header font. So, and I'll just make this nice and big just so we can see it all. Then we're going to go down here to the call to action, and we'll turn on the button. I like to just call this font file. You don't really have to rename anything. It's really just for you anyway, but it helps you kind of keep organized. Okay, and then we're going to go and upload our font to this page. So it says go to URL. We're going to click download font file, and we're going to pick a file. And in this case, we're going to put in our font file. So I'm going to drag and drop that in there. Okay, and then we're going to hit save. So what we did was just uploaded the font file to Kajabi, and now we're able to access that font file using this button. So if I want, I could click on it. It will just download the file, which that's not really what I want. What I actually want from this is going to be copying the link address. Okay, so we're going to be using that in just a moment. Now, one thing I wanted to mention about this assets page, when you have finished creating it, you're going to want to make sure that it is in draft, and you're going to want to just in case you don't want Google indexing it, so you want to make sure that this show page and search results is turned off. Okay, so just to keep that page kind of out of Google and offline, then just do that quick change of that setting. Now, to load this font on the entire website, we're going to need to go and put our code into the site settings. So we're going to pop over down here into our settings area. We're going to go to site details. In the site details area is a section down below here called header page scripts. So you may or may not have stuff in here already. If you do have other code in here, maybe don't delete it unless you know what it is, and if you don't need it, you can take it out. But for the most part, you could just add to this area if you already have something in. So what we're going to do now is grab our code. So we're going to scooch back up here and grab our code. And I'm going to do this example just for our headings. So let's, just grab up to here, grab that code. Now, here's the thing that is really important that you're going to have to add to this code. And now this is referenced here in our instructions on adding this to the entire site. The key piece in here is that we're going to need to type in these style tags. So we're going to need to make sure we do that. So what we're going to do, come here, and we're going to start off with the tag, called style. And then we're going to paste our code, and then underneath we're going to enter again, and we're going to close it off with a style tag. So it's just open and close of the code so it can function properly. And then what we're going to do is update our font name. So I like to do the actual name of the file. So in this case, mine was Feeling Passionate, regular. And then make sure it is within those quotes. You do not want to remove those, or this will not work. The tiniest little typo and the code will be broken. So, see, I lost one of my quotes. Got to make sure it's in there. All right, so we got those updated, and now we want to put in our font file link. So right here it says font link between the quotes. We want to put in our font file. So the link for that, if we head back to this assets page we made, we're going to right click on the CTA button, go copy link address, grab that, pop back over to our settings, go in between the two quotes where it says font link, and paste that font link. All right, this next step is crucial. This is where I see most mistakes when people come to me with problems. It's usually because they missed this step or they didn't know that they had to do this step. So very carefully, watch. You want to take where it says HTTPS all the way up to where the first slash for resource comes in, and we want to delete that. Now notice I did not delete the little quotation mark. I still have the slash. All of the rest of it's the same, and it ends in a quotation mark here at the end as well. That is the most common mistake, is people editing this and then breaking the code. So be very careful. We want to make sure we remove that domain name. Don't ask me why. Kajabi's just finicky. It will fake you out. So if you leave the domain in there, you're going to look at your site and it might work for a minute or two, but then it just all of a sudden won't work. So it's very finicky. You do want to make sure you remove that so that it is not calling that exact domain name. By taking it out, it lets Kajabi kind of call its own domain name that is connected here in your site. So we want to make sure we do that. So we've got our entire code in between the two style tags. We've got our name updated in both areas here, and we've got our link. And now we're going to go back to the top and hit save. Very important. If you don't hit save, this isn't going to work. All right. And then we go and see if it works. So let me just pop over to a page that I have in this demo site here. Yeah. All right. So it did work because my heading is now this crazy font. I'll show you what it looked like before, just for some of you who are kind of like, what? I don't know if that actually worked. I'll show you that it worked. So let me pop back into my settings. And when you're doing this too, and you have any problems or whatever, you can just troubleshoot by taking it out and kind of restarting. So let me grab this entire code out, and I'm just going to take it out for a minute. And I'll show you what the page looked like without the code. So here it is with just regular plain Kajabi font. And then I'll put the code back in, and you'll see how it will change those. Put that back into the header page scripts, hit save, and refresh. And there it is, it changed. Now, if I didn't want this word to have the cursive in it, which I kind of don't because it's too much, all I have to do is go and quickly edit a bit of the code. So right now we're telling it for all of the headers to change that style to be that font. Well, if I take out, I'm pretty sure that one's an H6, but I'll take out these ones. Let's just say I want my H1 and 2 to be feeling passionate, then I will take that out. Now make sure you remove that last comma. If you leave that last comma in, breaks the code. Okay, so very important that there's no comma at the end there. Hit save, and we'll go refresh this. There we go. So turn that one back to the regular Kajabi font. So that's kind of the quick way to be able to do this across the entire site. The key pieces here is that it goes into your site details under the, where'd it go? The header page scripts area. And very important that you surround it with your style tags. If you don't put your style tags there when you're working inside of this header page scripts area, it's not going to work. So double check that, make sure it's all working, and just be very careful when you're editing the code that you don't make a typo, because it will break the code. Now, if you wanted to edit the code so it was your body font or your buttons or your footer font or anything else, you're going to want to adjust the code a little bit. So my example was showing you just how to put in the header styling. So that's this first one. Now, if you wanted to do the body font, then you're going to want to include this part into your code. So if you just want to do body font, then you can copy all of this. It will also include any lists that you might have, like bulleted lists, and also your links will also change to that font. So you can use that code, or if you wanted to just do the buttons only, then you would use this code. If you wanted to kind of do all of them, so headings, body, buttons, all of those things together, then you would want to have all of this code in here. So basically, this at font face stuff is all the same. This is the font name that you're calling it, as well as the link. And then this is calling for the header styles and what font do you want it to be, which should be the same as this font, and your body font. And your buttons all together, including the buttons on the forums, which people often forget about. And then there's the name of the font there. So that's if you wanted to change everything. Now, if there's other places on your site that you really wanted to change and the code's not here, feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll see if I can grab you the name of those elements so that you can update your code. I did add a few additional codes down here. These are ones that others have asked me about that they wanted to add in. If you're going to edit the header links in the menu, or if you have like a drop down menu, it needs its own little code. Unfortunately, it doesn't work just by doing the body and the headings. So there's a little bit extra work there. So if there's parts on your site that isn't changing and you're wondering why, it could be because it requires a little bit of a different part of the code. So that could be the case. So when you're doing this, I do recommend that you do it just for your headers, just to make sure that the code's working, and then you can play around with the code after and hopefully get it to work for what you need. Now, if you're finding that the code is still just not working, you've tried everything, you've gone through this video maybe multiple times, it's just not working, my best recommendation is to start all the way over from scratch, as in clear everything out, grab the code again from my site, and just do the steps one more time, just straight from scratch. If that still doesn't work and you're getting frustrated, drop a comment down below and I'll do my best to see if I can figure out what you need in order to get it to work.